go.
Here we go.
Yeah. So this is actually part 3.
Part 4.
Part 4? God, we're on part 4 already.
Yeah.
Part 4. So in case you didn't know it, well, first of all, I'm Rusty, and this is Ray, and Ashley is definitely his better half, not here. And we've been following a series along with Ray. Say hello, Ray.
Hey.
Hey. About the building of his,
New premier home in the Enclave at Dabney.
Yeah, the Enclave of Dabney. And if you haven't seen it, go back and look at the other videos where we actually show the lot and some of the other things they went through while they're purchasing a house. So you're actually following along with every step as Ray and Ashley go along and buy their house, and hopefully we get invited along to the warming party next year. So this is 2003 right now. It is Halloween weekend.
2023.
2023, what did I say?
2003.
2003.
That was 20 years ago.
God, you would think I'm nervous doing this or something. Like I haven't done a ton of these things. Anyway, we are at Ray's house right now. We're out in the back, and what Ray's going to do is actually go through all the costs, and we're going to talk about some side things along with that, and go through all the costs that from building the house with them, from the price of the house, the options, and some of the other things that go along with it, maybe like bonds and that type of thing, maybe. But anyway, so Ray's in his area of expertise, I'll tell you, because I know he's dealt mostly with finance through his whole life. So this is really cool. He's happy doing this. And so where are we going to start?
So the two questions I think we got the most were about.
Hold on. We forgot the most important part. See this right here? It says Villages, because he likes having his Villages shirt. We don't have anything to do with the Villages.
Right, yeah, we don't work for them. This is just my own experience, my observations. Don't work for them, don't represent them.
Yeah, and we just wanted to get that out there, and in no way do we represent the builder or the Villages, and we're not real estate agents. We're just a couple of knuckleheads on
YouTube.
On YouTube. So anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just want to make sure we got that disclaimer out there.
Yeah. So on all the questions and notes and comments on the YouTube channel, the two that were most common were questions about the air conditioner, which I don't know a lot about, but I did dig up some information about it.
Well, we're going to cover that,
and we'll cover that, and then a lot of questions about the individual costs, the overall cost, things like that. So people are interested in how it all came to be. And so I thought, let's just break it all down, and I got the whiteboard here, and we'll just write it out as we do it. So you want to just go ahead and get kicking on it?
Go, let's, well, I guess we're going to start with the biggest number.
Yeah. So basically the basic house was $700,000. So and yes, I am a lefty. Of course, like a house can't just be floating in the air, so we had to buy a lot. And the lot was $109,000.
All right, so let's talk about lots here for a second. So in the Villages, lots, no matter where you are, now this is in general, okay? Everything, prices change. There's no, well, this was this one day, and so things change every single day. It's a market.
Yeah.
And it's obviously we're in capitalism, so things change the way they do.
Yeah.
But the way things work for people that aren't here, every lot in essence starts out with a base price.
Yeah, they call it a lot premium.
Right. And then on top of that, you get bumps. So if you live on the water, there's a bump. Like my house has, my lot was $70,000, you know, and most of the lots around me that weren't on the water were $18,000 or something like that. Mm-hmm. You get a bump if you're on the golf course. You get a bump if you, and we'll talk about what his bump was for. So anyway, just so you understand that doesn't mean that every lot is going to be $190,000. So your bump was...
Yeah, so it was $109,000. The cheapest lots in the Enclave are as little as $49,000. The most expensive lot was $249,000. So the $249,000, it was a big lot. It was on a corner. It backed up to the woods. Great lot. So in my situation, because of what we wanted to build, there were only about 5 lots that would fit.
Right.
The house we wanted, with the garage we wanted, with the pool we wanted.
Right.
And so there was only a handful that would fit. Of course, those lots... Those lots are in high demand.
Nobody drives by this place and then all of a sudden, as soon as we fire up the camera, so we'll deal with it.
Yeah. Well, I live on a busy corner on purpose because I wanted to be across from the pool and the postal station and near Sawgrass, and so by definition, you're just going to have more traffic.
And this is his house now. We're out. It's our makeshift office.
Yeah. So
Right.
anyway, so there's a little bit more traffic.
So lots, that's the basic idea of the lots. And I'll show a picture of the Enclave in case some people don't know. It's kind of a, I don't want to say, it's more private. It sits out by itself. And do you know how many total lots there are?
There's 121 lots. So it's 57 acres, by the way.
Right.
Dig that up.
And it's surrounded by a lot of park area and stuff like that. So I'll show a picture of it if you haven't seen it. And maybe a flyover if I can fit it in. So that's it. That's, we visited that lot in the other video, so you can go see that. I'll put the links down below. And so that's how the price of the lots work. Now, the next big thing you got is...
Okay, so then big reason why we wanted to do this is we wanted a pool. There's no picture up there.
That's okay.
Okay, all right. So we wanted a pool.
He's directing. It's okay.
I don't know how this
I'll make a picture.
Works.
There we go.
Bash. So the pool was $157,000. So they give you a handful of choices on pools, and in our particular situation, we wanted one, just the largest pool we could get, a pool without a hot tub. We talked about that in the last video. So we can get a bigger pool if we didn't have the hot tub incorporated in it.
Bigger area to swim in,
right,
so
yeah.
to speak, right?
So a 16 by 32 pool with a little 10 by 8 thing off to the side that's just 16 inches deep. They call it a beach.
A beach?
Beach.
Where people can sit on?
Yeah, you can sit in a little chair and drink a cocktail.
Now, the pools, did you see a range of pools, how much they cost? Or?
I think it seems like everybody is paying about the same amount as I am.
Yeah.
So I think they have, I don't know. I don't know how their pricing goes, but the bottom line is they were all
That's what it was. Now, did you do any add-ons to the pool?
Yeah, so the one add-on we did to the pool is it doesn't come with a heater, and I did want a heater because we want to be able to swim year-round, and did some research, and in my situation, a high-efficiency heat pump was the best heater for our situation. There's solar, there's gas, but that was what's best for us.
High efficiency, and how does that works off of gas?
No, it's electric.
Oh, it's electric heat pump. Electric heat pump, and that heats for the whole pool. Now, you said you weren't going to have a hot tub in the pool. Did you have were you going to do something with?
Yeah, we're going to have a freestanding hot tub separate, and they're more comfortable because I've been in some friends' hot tubs down here, and I don't want to sit on concrete. So the freestanding hot tubs you can buy from Costco or wherever.
And then you'll just add a pad and put that on.
Well, yeah, it's just going to be in the bird cage.
Oh, okay, inside the cage.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to ask really quick, do you know how many square feet that back area is going to be about?
Yeah, so the bird cage is 34 by 54, so it's about 1,800 square feet.
Yeah.
And then the lanai is about 700, so that total outdoor living area would be about 2,500 square feet.
So one more question. The lanai, that's an add-on? Or
No, that's just that's part of the basic house.
Part of the basic house. So it actually covered that whole area with the pool and stuff. So that was included.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And next we got.
So then we
got a bunch of happy stuff to add on here. I got to keep looking at my piece of paper so we can remember it all.
Upgrades. So upgrades were, I think, as 112,000. And
this was upgrades in the house, right?
Yeah, upgrades in the house of all the, we added the pool bath we mentioned previously, that was 34,000.
Yeah.
We upgraded to a 4-car garage, that was 31,000. I'll go through those, assuming we'll erase this and go through the options. Should have a little asterisk out here. So then there's a final price, and this math does not work because I rounded. So 1077135 is the final price.
Notice how he did that without a calculator.
Well, you work in finance long enough. I'm here.
So look, let's talk a little bit about upgrades.
Okay.
All right. So if everybody wants to look at this, take a look at this, because I think we're going to erase this right now, and we'll go back in and do some upgrades. Mm-hmm. So the total cost, your walk in there with what you had built. Let's talk about something really quick before we raise this. This only includes, as far as landscaping, landscaping, the basic landscaping that comes with the house. Is that correct?
Right. Yep.
And so your game plan was, as far as landscaping is,
Well, so let me back up. So in this house, you were actually allowed to upgrade landscaping in the build, and I did that. I just the landscaping company that uses Tri-County Landscape, and I said, well, just upgrade stuff, and she designed some things that was nicer, and I just did it. And it wasn't that much money.
Okay.
So in the new, they don't allow that anymore. So I just have to wait till after I close and then bring in a outside contractor.
That's something I think people have to realize. As you talk to people that had homes built 2 years ago, it's a lot different than right now, because a lot of the homes right now, they're not allowing as many upgrades or changes to the basic floor plans and that type of thing. And so there may be a little confusion. If you owned a house 3-4 years ago, you built a house, and now you're going to do it, things are going to be a little different, and they're a little, would stricter be a word?
Well, I think they just narrowed the choices.
You narrow the choices. In other words, you can't expand a house 3 feet from the 4 feet in the middle of it and knock a big wall down and stuff like that. But anyway, like I say, things change from day to day, so make sure you check with them. All right, so let's get rid of this.
All right, so we're going to erase all this.
And I'll cut this off right here while we do this. We are back, and we've erased the magic drawing board, and we're going to talk just about upgrades and a few other things in here too, and then we'll get back to that grand total in a second. So what was one of the big options that you added on to the house?
Well, so the biggest upgrade, the most expensive upgrade, was a bathroom for the pool. And somebody made a comment, that's an awful lot of money for a bathroom. So, and it is, but it is what it is.
They kind of get trapped. But what is it though? I mean, it's not just like a door.
No, yeah, it's a full bathroom. It's additional space in the house. It's about 150 square feet roughly, and it's additional space in the house. I can give you a copy of that if you want to see what it looks like on the plan. And it has a door that enters to one of the bedrooms into that bathroom. So it's an ensuite bathroom for that bedroom, and it's a bathroom for the pool. You lock it on both sides.
Yeah, so you go in. So that's really convenient. You know, having a pool that people have something.
Well, yeah, friends over.
And you do have a layout of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we show that? Or?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
We'll flash it up here. I'll put it in right now, and you'll probably hear some music that goes do 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 do. Okay. So $34K for this added on structure bathroom type thing.
Okay, so the bathroom is $34,000. Okay. What I thought was I was expecting a bigger number on the garage expansion from 2.5 car garage to
so it was a 2.5, but so 2 plus the golf cart garage.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that ended up being only $31,000, which I expected to be more because that's a lot of extra space.
A lot of junk, yeah. And they also have to pour more on the foundation too for that. You got the right bigger, maybe.
You think?
Right big number.
Right.
We'll make the numbers bigger.
All right, sorry.
There you go. 31,000 4-car garage. So you basically added on 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5 car.
Now, is it any deeper?
Yeah, it's about 28 feet deep, whereas normally they're about 20 feet deep.
So we added on some more space. So now hopefully we can see that in the drawing, but
yep.
Okay, now the next big one.
So the next one, we spent more time on this item than anything else we did on the whole house.
Really?
Which was the quartz for the countertop. Because there's so many choices and so many price points, and it's not something I know anything about. Right. So anyway, we ended up
upgraded what was on the original house.
So it actually comes with a laminate countertop, or the base price of the house is with a laminate countertop, which is completely functional. It does everything you need it to do. It's just not as nice. So they had like 7 different levels of quartz and a million styles. And so the number of choices was daunting. And so anyway,
that's all done at the design center.
Yeah, all done at the design.
Right. So that's down in Brownwood for those.
Well, and the nice thing is they have these big pieces of this quartz, so you can kind of see what it's going to look like. Right. It's not just like this little square. You can kind of imagine what it's going to be. Yeah. So quartz. And that was 11.
Now, one thing to remember too is this: how many square feet is the total air conditioned
3,400.
3,400. So if you think about it, what's this house right now?
19.
So this is 19, and my house is 1830 or something like that, 1,800 square. And you'll see a lot of times they say air-conditioned livable space because a lot of people include you still have the lanai, which is not air-conditioned. So you'll hear people say air-conditioned area, which means if this was enclosed, then that would be part of it. So
Right. So then...
Oh, wait. What I was going to say was, so you have to realize that he's probably got a little more quartz in there than...
Right, yeah. If I did the same thing in this house has 2 bathrooms, so basically 2 countertops.
And how many bathrooms do you have?
This one has 2 bathrooms. The new house is going to be 3, but then we have basically 4 countertops in the bathrooms, and then we have a big island, the countertop, and then the island, and then, and there's also a countertop in the laundry room. So all of that. So, I mean, there's a lot of quartz.
It adds up, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why it's such a big number.
All right, next up.
So then we got the famous HVAC with this 2-stage air conditioner.
All right.
And I dug up some information because I got so many questions about this.
Let's jump back for one second. Because the people that haven't seen it, if you watch the other one, you'll understand. When we did the first video, Ray goes, and we're not even thinking about it. And Ray says something about his HVAC system as an option. And we just kind of brushed it off and said, we don't know what we're talking. We don't know what it is even. We know it helps with efficiency and stuff like that. Well, everybody started asking about the HVAC and what this option was and how it worked and so on. So go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, I had people stopping me at Sawgrass, like out and about. People,
people stopping me. What about this air conditioner?
Yeah, tell me about this air conditioner. And so anyway, so I got the information from the manufacturer. It's a Carrier air conditioner, and hopefully we can put that sheet up on the.
Yeah, I'll put it up. In fact, I'll put it up right here. So just talk quickly about it. You can snapshot it if you want.
Yeah, and so people can see what it is because I am not an expert. So I know about finance. I don't know about air conditioners.
Yeah, and I don't know that much about it either. But I can tell you kind of what the basic part of it is. What somebody told me was it keeps as far as I know, the motor keeps running. It changes the hertz in the motor and it keeps it fluctuating. And the basic idea is to keep the humidity down in the house, which makes it feel cooler without actually spending more money to cool it.
Yeah, it's comfortable at a higher temperature, and so anyway,
that's the best we can do.
Yeah, and
don't quote us.
Exactly. So then the next item was the flooring. So this LVP flooring, luxury vinyl plank flooring. That's what I have in this current house. I really like it. It's indestructible, basically. If the dog pees on it, if you drop something on it. So
right.
Some people like so the basic house, I guess it comes with carpet, vinyl, and stuff like that. Problem with carpet down here is you got sand in your shoes and stuff like that. It doesn't wear very well. Ceramic, if you drop a plate on it, it shatters.
Right, and that actually, my house was upgraded with a ceramic tile.
Okay.
They look like boards, like wood type of thing. I love it, except for the fact that every time I drop something, the world stands still because I'm afraid it's going to crack. And then also the grout. You have grout in between all those planks, which it has come up before. And luckily the guy, when he came in to repair it, showed me how to repair it. So I'm not too worried about that, but you do have a little bit of maintenance to that. So there's some good points and bad points. But so this is, what is it? Luxury
vinyl plank.
Right. I take it looks like wood?
Yeah,
kind of.
It looks like a regular old style wood floor that I would have had in my house when I was a kid.
Yeah, you probably find it at Home Depot.
Yep. Oh yeah. And there's a bunch of different levels, and some of them are very high quality, and some of them are affordable. And so anyway.
So that's $7,500 upgrade, but still remember that we're talking about a much larger home. Now, do you have carpet in the bedrooms, or is this throughout?
No, it's throughout the house.
Okay.
That flooring is throughout the house. I think the floor of the shower has tile on it. Other than that, the rest of the house is.
And I think it's interesting that when I talked to a few people, my house had carpet in the bedrooms, which a lot of people like. But then I talked to some people that said they immediately tore that out and put the planks in through their bedroom. And then they just have area carpets that they put in there. So there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do.
Okay. And the last one, this is actually, we got this because of these videos. I wanted this circulating hot water system so you don't have to wait to get hot water for your shower.
Which means what? Do you know exactly how it works?
Yeah, so basically you think about on a normal house, you've got a tank of hot water and you turn on the faucet, you turn on the hot water faucet, and the water has to get from that tank to the faucet,
right.
Or in this case, from the hot water heater, which is on the outside of the garage, all the way through the house. So it takes time, sometimes about 3 minutes.
Which are tankless water heaters we all have down here. So, but we do operate on gas. Do you have gas over there?
Yes, gas.
Yeah, so we have gas down here, and a lot of people don't. But let me tell you this, because a lot of people don't understand this. These tankless water heaters, mine is all the way, and I think most of them are this way, on towards the front right-hand side of the house out by the garage. It's great because you can turn it on and you just get hot water forever. You can control the heat, the temperature of it really easy. The problem with it is it probably takes 2 minutes for the hot water to get from out there to my bathroom. So when I want it quick in the bathroom, I turn both sinks on to get there. And a lot of people have complained about that. And I guess that's just the way they build them. There are other ways to build it so it's actually in the house and vents outside the house, so it's in the center of the house. But anyway, just realize that if you're going tankless and they put the hot water heater on the other side of the house, you're going to be waiting a little while. And this solves that problem.
Yeah, and especially with a larger house, it takes even longer because it's just more feet for that pipe to go through. So I got that upgrade in this house. It was a $3,200 upgrade. And so they actually circulate the water underneath the house. So there's constantly circulating this hot water. So when I turn on the faucet in the kitchen sink to wash a pan, within 2 seconds, I've got hot water.
Right now, does it, I mean, does it cost a lot more to do this? I'm telling you, nobody came by while we were sitting around out here and talk about what we were going to cover. Now we turn this, every time we turn it on, they start coming by. So does it cost a lot more, or is it kind of like pretty efficient?
Oh, I don't think it takes any additional money. Matter of fact, you probably save because I'm not using all that water every time I want hot water. I'm not throwing a few gallons of water down the drain.
Yeah.
I mean, my utility bills are very modest in this house, so it can't cost.
Yeah,
it costs something. It doesn't cost much.
And so when people are wondering about utilities, I'm going to do a video on exactly what it costs to run my house. And so all right, so that's kind of a cool option. Now, question was, is that the one that was a little backstory to it?
Yeah. So what happened was when I initially was going to do this, I asked for that upgrade, and they said, well, we don't offer that anymore. So we mentioned that in one of the videos. So all the people building out there did the same thing I did, is they asked for this upgrade, and they finally decided, well, everybody wants it, I guess we'll offer it. So I got a message in the comments of one of our prior videos that said, hey, they're starting to offer it. So I immediately emailed my designer, and we got it. So I got 2 units instead of one. There's a change fee.
But there's a change fee, and they charged them for it.
They charged me
talking about chintzy, man.
Yeah, so anyway, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I'm not worried about the $500 change fee, but I did ask for it, and they said no, and then they started offering it. So they ought to waive that. They should waive that. They should waive it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, and that was it was $65. Not including the change fee.
Right. And you said you had to get 2 of them?
There's 2 of them, because of the size of the house. So there's a bedroom, so there's a master bedroom suite on the one side, and then on the other side is
a little over $3,000 for each one.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Roughly $3,250 for each one.
All right. And the HVAC, you have 2 units or 1?
Right. There's 2.
2 units. Just so you know.
Yeah. So that was about a $3,200 upgrade on this house also, but it was 1 unit, and the house is almost twice as big, so we have 2 units.
Right. Now, we had originally talked, because I know, like on the outside of Ray's house, which I wish I could have done with my place, is you have some outlets and you had some extra outlets. So when you originally went there, what happened with you wanted to put extra light into the ceiling?
Well, initially, I wanted to put can lights in the ceiling, which I did in this house, and I wanted to do the same thing in the new house. They initially said no. Then they came back and said, well, okay, we got these package where you can just put can lights in, and it was $2,500 for a whole bunch of can lights. And I checked what it would cost after the fact, and it was quite a bit cheaper to do it during the build. than it was after the fact. And that's another thing I want to mention is I did check on a lot of these items, like, well, basically from here down, the things that you could change.
Right.
And virtually all of them were very reasonably priced relative to if I, just contacted some other vendors in the area and said, okay, how much for quartz? If I wanted to get the cheap quartz and then upgrade it later, kind of thing.
Right. And there is something, and this definitely weighed into like things that I was thinking about. There is a certain amount of security when you're doing stuff through the developer of the Villages, right? And it may even cost you a little more. But I'll tell you what, my experience with the warranty department, this is my personal experience, was great. It took a little while to get some things done. There were a couple of major things with some elevation in the house and landscaping and stuff like that. But eventually they took care of it. So through that first whole year, you pretty much have carte blanche to report things. And they were very attentive to it. And then at the end of that year, I had my home inspection done, which I'll connect a link to this. And that was basically to look at any things that I had missed because my year was coming to an end. So that's a little sidetrack, but something you may want to think about.
Yeah, so and I had the same experience. I came in and I didn't see much, but a friend of mine came in and looked, another set of eyes, and he found a few little flaws in the cabinet doors and the kitchen cabinets. Very minor.
Yeah, that was weird. I didn't see things like that either. Yeah. And they found all kinds of little tiny things.
So anyway, I said, hey, there's a couple of flaws in some of in the paint finish and stuff like that in these kitchen cabinets. Nothing huge. I mean, they're fine. They did everything they needed to do. It just wasn't perfect. So the kitchen cabinet vendor came in and he goes, oh, you missed a couple. And he ended up replacing about twice as many doors as I asked for because he found flaws that I missed. Yeah. My buddy missed.
So
so they're good about it.
Yeah. And so, like I said, there is some security with that. And that was also entered into the fact when I bought my golf cart. I probably could have gotten it cheaper and some outside the bubble slightly. But the thing was I just wanted the security of that it came with being part of the Villages. And I kind of like looking at it as it used to be like buying Craftsman tools. You went and bought Craftsman tools at Sears, and you knew if you had a problem with them, you could always take them back. Right. Anyway, that's a side note.
Well, it's kind of interesting you mentioned that because we were at Edna's with a bunch of friends yesterday, and they were talking about their golf carts, and the people who bought the refurbished outside the bubble carts, every one of them had some kind of problem with their carts.
Yeah.
I've had zero problems with my cart. I've had it for almost 3 years now.
Yeah, I haven't had a problem. I don't know how we got on the golf cart.
7,000 miles on it and never had a problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I probably paid $1,000 or so more than those other guys paid for their carts, but they had problems that I didn't. So,
and so I still have my purchasing my golf cart video on hold. So if you go talk to the Villages, say, hey, where's Rusty's video? Go tell them. I'm still waiting a year and a half later for them to release the permission to put this thing out.
Okay, so these are the big items as far as the upgrades. There's a handful of littler things like those can lights. It was $2,500. There was I put some lights under the kitchen cabinets. It was a few $100. It was like $100.
Did they do that or?
No, yeah, they're doing all that.
They're doing all that.
So there is one thing that we are waiting till after we're closing on this. So we said just give us the cheapest thing because we don't like any of the options, and that is the light fixtures. So
throughout the house, or
well, so most of the light fixtures in the house are can lights, but there's a bunch of lights above the vanity. There's entry lights. There's some in the kitchen. Anyway, there's a handful of lights throughout the house, and the basic light is perfectly functional. It's just not the most attractive thing in the world. And they gave us a bunch of other options, and we're like, and they were kind of expensive. So we just went to Home Depot and Lowe's, and there's a ton of much more attractive light for way less money. And I've got
and you think the quartz was hard making?
Yeah. Well, anyway, I got a good buddy who's a great handyman, and he'll just go in there and so we'll just take all those things out and give them to Habitat for Humanity or whatever, and then put new stuff in.
Maybe I'll get them,
or maybe I still get them.
Well, one more thing, I'm just trying to relate some of the things that if you're going to be into this. When I wanted to have things done to my place, and this was just a personal thing, I'm not saying that anybody has to do this, but I waited for a year. The reason I waited for a year was because I realized that anything that I changed, like the landscaping that I had problems with on the outside of my house, if I changed it, then they're going to come back and say in the warranty department, and with just cause, hey, you changed it from what was originally there. So I waited till after the first year and that part of the warranty was up and they completed all their warranty work. Just something to think about. All right, what else do we got?
Yeah, so that's pretty much the option. So anyway, there's some other stuff, and it ended up being 112, roughly, not exactly. It was roughly 112 in total for all of the upgrades that we did in total.
Now, there's a few more things to think about, and I'm going to throw these things out there. One of them is bonds. And if you don't understand how the bonds, amenity fees, and that type of things work, please watch the video I have on it. It is real basic, explains the whole thing, and explains how you can actually look up, because it's public knowledge, how much the bond will be or is on a specific lot. It's really easy to do. Go ahead and take a look at that. So the bonds in this area is
$72,000.
72,000. So that's almost about twice as much, but that lot in that area, the thing is, and correct me if I'm wrong, each one of those bonds is the same in that unit, right?
I believe that's correct.
Yeah. So the unless they have changed this, the way it works is the bonds are decided by a unit, and then that bond, the giant part of that bond, is divided up by how many lots there are in that unit, and then that's how it is. But like I said, go watch that video. You'll understand exactly what I don't know that I'm talking about, but I did in the video. What else can we talk about cost-wise?
So we talked about the bond, well, so there's other things I'm going to do after we close. In this house, I had a company called Tim Miller Home Services, I think it's called. Anyway, he painted the garage floor, put an epoxy paint on the garage floor.
Oh, yeah.
And there's different people, there's lots of vendors out there. I use this one, a bunch of my friends did. We've all had good luck with them. So he charges $3 a square foot for that. And so I've got it scheduled. Actually, I close on February 26th. He's coming in on February 27th to epoxy coat the floor. So before I even drive on it, it will be epoxy coated.
There you go. So the total cost of that is about
$3,300.
$3,300. Remember, he's got a 4-car garage.
Yeah. So it's 1,100 square foot garage. So it's bigger than like this garage. So that's one. So we went with no window covering. So we're going to have, there's another company that does Plantation Shutters, which we really like. And so we're going to have those done.
Outside of the Villages.
Yeah. It's independent company.
And how much was that?
I'm not sure. I know in this house, I paid $640 per window for that.
Okay.
Not exactly sure how many windows we'll be doing. That's up for debate. Obviously, we'll do the bedroom windows, and whether or not we do the front rooms, I don't know. Let's see. I think I'm going to insulate the garage and put a mini split in there for air conditioning and that. I think that's going to be my man cave.
Insulate the garage above it?
The garage door and the ceiling.
Right.
And
do you know how much split costs?
$7,000, I think.
$7,000. So in case you don't understand that, basically it's an add-in to the garage that'll give its own air conditioning unit.
Yeah, separate air conditioner.
Separate air conditioner, just for that. A lot of people do that to their lanais, but a 4-car garage, you got to have a decent sized unit in there,
right?
Because you get, depending on which way your garage is facing, and you'll catch morning sun with your garage.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Yeah. So those are some of the upgrades, and so we're excited about getting it done.
Yeah. No.
The crazy thing is, I closed on February 26th.
Yeah.
Which is 4 months from yesterday. They haven't even scratched the dirt yet. They've done nothing on this lot, and I'm going to close in less than 4 months.
And it's very seldom do they miss their dates.
Yeah, they'll hit it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the outside world there where all of a sudden they're going, well, yeah, it'll take us another 3 months.
Yeah.
They just get it done. It's pretty amazing. They're good at this.
Yeah, that's absolutely. And it's a really high quality house. And I'm very happy with the quality.
Yeah, I have no complaints about my house. That's about all I can think of right now. And I'm sure somebody's going to come up with some great questions in the comments. And Ray, I want to thank Ray so much because he has been extremely attentive to answering those questions because a lot of them I have no idea what they are. And we're going to do another one once, I guess, when they start breaking ground a little bit.
Yeah. In a couple of weeks, they'll break ground. One comment that somebody made on the thing, we mentioned that little creek off of the lake, to the Lake Dabney.
That comment, yeah.
And there's a little creek off there, and the guy said, well, actually, that's the Harris Chain of Lakes. And he told me I could technically kayak from that lake all the way to Jacksonville and to the Atlantic Ocean, which I don't plan on doing, but that's kind of cool that you
darn. That would have made a good video. I wouldn't have been in it. I would have been at the end in Jacksonville, waiting at the restaurant for him. But that would have been fun.
No, but people have said some interesting things, and like I said, the comment about the water heater thing. I mean, that was because of this video.
The last video, and I actually saw that comment. And thank you very much for the comment. And it just so happened I saw it right when it came up, and I said, "Man, I got punched that right through." And Ray was right on it, and he saw it right away. So thank you very much. And whoever sent that.
Yeah, thanks for whoever sent that.
Yeah. Anything else?
Thanks for all the comments, actually.
Yeah, they are. They've been really good. It's been a lot of fun. Don't be afraid to take in, if you have some other Facebook area pages and stuff like that, go ahead and share this with folks because it really is going to help people out. Anything else?
Well, yeah, there was one other thing I thought of.
This could go on for a while.
So somebody commented that they were going to be in town for their design meeting, and they wanted to meet me, but he gave me no way of contacting him.
Yeah,
and so I don't know how to deal with that. But
the contact thing,
I would have been delighted to meet with this buyer.
Yeah, and it's I get a lot of requests to meet and stuff like that. I just want to tell people I thank you so much for subscribing. I am extremely busy down here. And to plan, I don't even plan my own life more than a few days. I mean, Ray and I trying to get this done was like, well, do it this day. No, I can't do it that day. Do it this day. And then he calls me up and says, can we make it an hour earlier? And so on and so on. So I'm not avoiding you. It's just I'm having a blast down here, having a good time. And I know Ray is also, and we both get really busy. So that's about what I can say.
It's the most fun busy I've ever had in my life.
Yes, and we appreciate it totally. But anyway, is that it?
That's it.
That's it. Okay, we're done. And once again, I am Rusty Nelson, and this is Ray. And we thank him and Ashley so much for sharing a lot of this information. And as always, I will either see you back here on YouTube with Ray or someplace else. Or I'll see you back here, what did I say, on YouTube? I forget what the heck I'm talking about. And anyway, we got through this. We done?
All right.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Nice.
Done.
All right.
Till we see him back at the lot, maybe, unless something weird happens or I see you in a hurricane or whatever. All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right.